Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on Terrific Thursday. Terrific Thursday. Life's good, baby. Life is good. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. To play fast, you have to practice slow. Really slow. Okay? That's where the discipline comes in. There's a method to the madness. It's actually, if you do it, it's quite easy. Okay? Anyway, let me honk a little bit, and we'll see what we got. To play fast, you have to practice slow. And guys, I've researched this. Liberati, Couturier, Jules Levy, Del Stagers, Rafael Mendez, all the guys that are giving you these crazy fast stuff, all practiced maniacally slow. Okay? Now, I'm a little dry. Guys, you have to do it a certain way. You have to do it a certain way or you're going to get killed. You're going to get killed. After one day, you're going to feel like you got punched in the mouth if you don't do it. If you don't have the discipline. Guys, I've told you many times that discipline comes in many different forms. And does it take discipline to go 5-8 hours a day like Doc Severinsen and Maurice? Absolutely. Absolutely. But guys, it has to be done correctly, or it has to be. Now, I want you to keep in mind everything we do here from the physical standpoint of True Power is all based on muscle memory. It's as simple as that. And what you are trying to do, what you have to do to get that virtuosi technique is to make sure that the muscle memory, i.e. going so slow, is precise. It has to be. Guys, if you're practicing wrong, you're going to learn it wrong. It's as simple as that. And if it gets to the point where you're not focusing, where you're not, paying attention, stop and come back to it or do it for another day. It's as simple as that. Now, I told you many times, you do not need hour after hour after hour to develop great chops. If I haven't shown that in spades in the last 4+ years that I've been doing this, I might take weeks off, and it's no problem at all. Okay? Some days I'll practice 5 minutes. Some days I'll practice 2 hours. There's no rhyme or reason to building the chops. That is not what I'm talking about here. But I have said, in order to be great, I did the template with Maurice yesterday. In order to be at that level, that's where the hours and hours and hours come. Okay? But it has to be done right to create the correct muscle memory. Okay? Now, let's think about it. When you are playing the Carnival of Venice, you are not thinking C, B, C, D, E, D, C, 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 B, B. You're not thinking. That's not what's going through your head. You're looking at the music as a guideline, and the muscle memory takes over. The muscle memory takes over. You're not even thinking about it. Again, the music is just a guide. Okay? And the muscle memory just takes over. You are not thinking individual note. That is what you're doing in your practice. All right? Now, as far as practicing slow, and I'm not talking, now this comes up with my students all the time, especially my high school kids. And my high school kids have terrific technique. And I'll explain that in a second. But they're young guys and they just want to whip through stuff and be, Rafael Mendez and Vizzuti or something like that. Guys, some of these guys just roll out of bed and do this. I think Vizzuti is of that ilk. The other guys have to practice just like everybody else. Liberati did hours. Mendez put hours. And I'm putting Mendez in there for a reason because he had trouble with it. Okay? Now, here's the deal. When you are, and I'm not talking just meander through, a little bit slower. No. I'm talking about redonkulously slow that I just did. And guys, that takes patience. That takes patience. When your mind is screaming, you know you can do it faster than that. Maybe it's not like Vizzuti, but you can do it faster than that. Guys, when your mind is screaming, it takes, I'm telling you, it takes patience, it takes determination, it takes focus to take it that slow. Now, you are not just taking it slow for the sake of taking it slow. You are taking it slow to make it absolutely, perfectly correct chop-wise. Okay? Every note is centered. Every note is pure. Every note is brilliant. Every note pops. Every articulation pops. Okay? And that, you just keep on doing it slow. You don't even have to practice it fast, believe it or not. You don't even have to. If you just take it super slow, you just wake up one day and then it flows. It's there. Why? The muscle is memorized. Now, here's the deal. When you are taking it a fraction of the speed, your chops are going to crash much earlier than they normally would, and you have to be prepared for that. If you're playing the Carnival of Venice, man, you might only be able to do a measure at a time. And you have to stop, spit buzz, reset, do some SFEs. A measure at a time. And trust me, guys, that's frustrating. And that takes discipline. But guys, that is it. You want that technique, that is how you do it. It's tried and true. They're documented, all the great ones that I mentioned, documented hours and hours and hours of just that type of playing. Okay? Now, when you're going so slow, again, the things crash. Okay? So it might take you an hour at that rate to get through one phrase of Carnival of Venice, one page of Carnival that you could knock off in 45 seconds if you're doing it. Guys, that is discipline. That is discipline. Now, you notice the second little ditty, that was Arbin's little ditties from Arbin. Carnival of Venice. Now you notice the second one, I double tongue them. Now, when you have to be very, very careful, this is how you learn to double tongue fast too. You take it painfully slow. But the nature of the beast is every time you double tongue, every second note, or if you're triple tonguing, every third note, you are not using the tongue. So even though the tongue is still locked in the forward position, okay, you are taking a fraction of that foundation without articulating out of the equation. And that means your chops are going to crash even quicker than they would normally do. I mean, how many people can multiple tongue on a high C? I mean, really, very few. Very few. So that's another thing, guys. You have to be very careful. And if you're going to say, look, I'm just going to practice 3 hours a day, 5 hours a day, multiple tonguing from the Arbin, and I'm going to be Del Stegers. Okay, maybe, but you might come the next day and feel like you got punched in the mouth. Trust me, I've tried it. I've been there. Okay. So, guys, it has to be done right. Let the tone tell you the tone has to be pure. When you feel yourself crashing, stop and spit buzz. You might be maybe do 5-10 minutes the first day, this type of playing. And then you have to come back and do it. That is the discipline. But guys, it is muscle memory. All you're doing is memorizing the muscles. Del Stagers was a hopeless drunk. You think he was even aware of what he was playing half the time? He couldn't tell you where he was half the time. Muscle memory. It just moved the fingers. Now, for the most part, he took a little grief because he basically only played 2 solos, Carnival of Venice and Napoli. And he played them sublime. Nobody was really complaining. The audience wasn't complaining. It was extraordinary. But, guys, muscle memory is what you're after. Not only chops, but the coordination of the fingers with the tongue and all that. Okay? That's the only way you can knock those things off and not clam a note. And again, at this point in my career, I'm not putting that time in. So even though, yes, I could dazzle you with like I did, little snippets of the Carnival of Venice, to have people pay, $50 to come and hear me, and I'd clam all over the place. I'd have to get back and put in the 3-5 hours in. Not for the chops, for the technique. And I would do it exactly what I just did. All right? All right. Eat and drink fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Love you all.